Okay, guys, welcome to the second part of week 3. And on for the guys who are watching this live, welcome back. I have taken my break and drunk water. Lovely. Let's start. So, where were we? Mhm. We were at rendering. We completed two-way data binding. Let's go on to list rendering. Basically, what this does is this creates a list item for each name in the visitor array. So we have v4. Whenever we are using v4, we are using this. What's it called? List rendering. Okay. Do I have this? Okay. Guys, take a screenshot of this. Take a screenshot of this as a. This would be really helpful for quick revision. All right. I guess you have taken it. Let's move back to our topic. It's really small topic. There's not much left. Let's ask Perplexity to make a code for this for us. Incorporate this. So basically, we can see visually what this does. All right. Let's copy it from here and just add it right here. Same goes with the JavaScript. What's changed? What has changed? We still have V model. Then the thing that we have added is V on. Basically adds a visitor and this is a button. And what is the code for list rendering? For list rendering it is V4. So let me move on to V4. Name in the visitors. Okay, li for name in the visitors. Okay, this will be printed along with this code. This is basically mutable. Okay, this is mutable. This is changeable. You can provide value. You can do XYZ here. You can do ABC here. Whatever you put in using your Java code, using the web page, and then through the Java code, you can change it. All right. And what has changed in the Java code? If it is not equals to C, there's this function named add visitor, which is a function. If the visitor name is not this, then this visitor name gets pushed. So basically, let me remove this Kung Fu Panda stuff and use this. Okay, so we have this. We have basically a stack in which if this condition is fulfilled, that is something is not empty, not empty. Basically, the visitor name. Let's say I have a visitor name right here. है ना? I have a visitor name right here, and just below that, I have this is the visitor name, and this is the list in which basically this list represent this array represents this whole section, this whole stack. So let me move back. Whenever something has whenever the fill in the blank has some value, it will basically push it from the behind. Okay, and then the visitor name again becomes null, nothing. Okay, so how the flow will go is the name is null, then there's a guy like me who will put some value in this, in our case XYZ, then what will happen is this entire function will run. This entire function will run. So let me call this first, this is second, then this is third. What will happen is this thing, this wing will add it to the array, basically the stack that we saw from below. We'll push it from below. All right. After all of this, when this entire section is complete, this line, this particular line, will again remove the visitor name. So it was initially XYZ. It was initially XYZ. Then it again becomes nothing. It becomes nothing. So this was initial, and this is final. All right. Let's save this and run this. Where is it? Where is our code? It is here, right? View visitor list example. So let's let me push searching, add visitor. Then let me add, let's say, any name, Bambi. We have to click on add visitor. I'm clicking enter here. Enter won't work. We have not defined it. So yes, let's add another visitor. Let's call it Andrew sir. Andrew sir. Then we have another visitor, Bharati ma'am. Bharati ma'am. So I guess you understand what I'm trying to say here. And whenever I click refresh, everything gets blank because this value is not being stored anywhere. All right. After this, so this is list rendering. Whenever you add or remove items from the visitor, View updates the list in the UI automatically. Yes. So there is no background, there is no SQL, there is no storage unit. Everything that happens on this page itself. Let's move on to computed properties. And if value depends on other data, use a computed property. So using this function, computed count as a function, return visitors.length. Now the count will always reflect the number of visitors, right? Why use computed properties? They automatically recalculate their dependencies. Okay, so let me use this and make a code out of this. Let's ask GPT or AI to use this and make us a code. And I don't think we need this anymore. So this will just take up more memory from my laptop. I have an XML code which I'll paste right here. Similarly, I'll have, is there not, okay, so, okay, so I just scroll too fast. So if count is 0, no visitors, else number of visitors, blah blah blah, and we have an if else code here. Then we have this list here. This will make a list, and this part will update the count. And in the JS code, we have two functions. One is methods that will find the length, right? That is that will find the length of the array, basically the number of entries that are in the list, and the method will basically just give us, the method will basically push in the entries, push in the new entries. Let's run this. I hope you'll understand this. This is easy. So let's run A. Then there will be B. Then there will be, okay, so every time I'll have to do this. B. Then there should be C. Then there should be D. Then there should be E, right? So we are also increasing the number due to this function. This returns the length of the array. This array stores the name A, B, C, D, E, and this function methods prints it right here. Okay, all right. Why use computed properties? They automatically recalculate when the dependencies change. Okay, bring it all together. Bring it all together. Example. Okay, so whatever we have studied till now, what all we have studied? Have we studied? So basically, Vue.js reactivity, handling events, then buttons, conditional rendering, two-way, data binding, list rendering, and computed properties, right? So let's use this example to basically do all of this at once. Okay. Uh, we'll have a message pop up. Okay, okay, my bad. I printed it in JS. It shouldn't have been printed there. Okay, so a message pop up where this will be rendered using the JS. Whatever we input in the JS will come up here. We have V model wherein it'll take entry from us. We have click, basically, which does something whenever we click on it, which gives us action whenever we do something. Then we have these if else statement that will provide the logical function of that web page, and this is for basically showing the names of the visitors that are present. And after that, after this is done, this one has pretty pretty long JavaScript, right? This one has pretty long JavaScript. Uh, let me copy this. Let me copy this and paste it right here and save it. Let's see what the JavaScript function is doing. So hello world, visitor name, and array. Okay, so we have a message. We have visitor name initially set to nothing. Then we have an array which will store the name of the visitors. Then computed, this function will give us the number of entries that we'll have, and we have already seen that methods wherein the functions basically this will push in. Let me, you remember this stack, this function will push in the names, right? And also print a message hi. Okay, let's do this. Let's go to the page and reload it, right? And let's say, hey, my name is Suchit Sharma, right? And I've entered, say hi, say hi, say hi, say hi, say hi. Nothing works. There's an error. There is an error. Okay, so let me see. I'm not debugging the codes as of now. This is a concept clearing video. I'll do this when I'm making the basically the program itself, right? If I go and debug this one by one, there's no sense. The video will simply go too long, and no one is paying me to do that. Jokes apart, we don't want long videos. We need shorter explanation videos of what this is, right? Let me, why is it so slow? Let it work. Let it work. No worries. Till then, is there anything else? Frequently asked questions. What is Vue.js in one sentence? It is a JavaScript framework for building interactive dynamic web user interfaces. Why should I use this instead of JavaScript? It is easier to build and manage complex and interactive UI by handling updates, DOM manipulation. Why? How is it different from React or Angular? Vue is generally considered easier for beginners, has simpler syntax and very flexible, but all three frameworks are powerful for building modern web apps. Okay, and what is the role of Vue instance? Basically, this part is the heart of your app. It connects your data and method to your HTML, basically connecting your HTML file to your JavaScript file, right? What is a component? It is a reusable piece of UI. uh, do I need to use Vue? It is not required, but it makes debugging and understanding your apps much easier. Yeah, it did make the understanding of the apps really easy, right? Again, I'm telling you guys to take a screenshot of this and understand what each and every single one of this does. All right, I guess we have the code ready. I won't write the code. I won't do anything. I'm a lazy guy. Let me take this, let me take that, a little bit of this here, a little bit of that there, save this, go to the application page, do this, hello world, okay, switch it, Sharma, say hi, number of replies, hi, then let's call it Bottle Verma, say hi, let's say Allison, Allison Burgers, say hi. Then we have Ladius Wasrum, say hi. Then we have Im- Employees Mustvashans. And finally, Aladdin Makubai. Got you. Huh? Okay, so I guess you understood the concept. So you can clearly see that many separate parts of a program, how do they come together and make a single program, right? That was it. Let's go on to the website and solve some questions on this. Where is that? Right. Let's go here. Let's go to the practice assignment. I don't think you'll need it, but what I'll do is also make the videos on screencast, right? Screencast from week 2 and screencast from for week 3. Till then, if an application is entirely built on client end using JavaScript, which of the following statement is true? Okay, so if it is made using JavaScript on the client end without a database, all the progress will always be lost. Yes, as we can see, all the progress may not necessarily be lost. No, it is always lost. Which of the following statement is are correct? The system state is a typically huge collection of data. User interfaces dependent on the application state. Okay, okay. Let's not be ahead of us. This is something that is not covered in the lecture. Let's ask GPT to make us a file. If it does, then we'll learn something new. We'll learn something new, because what I can see clearly here is whatever I taught in the lecture, none of it is here. Everything is from somewhere else, right? Okay, so client side application page and reload. If the okay, so the correct all the progress may not be necessarily be okay. Client-side apps can use browser storage like local storage to preserve some data even if, but unless the storage is used, okay. Uh, Also add examples for us to understand better. है ना? Also add examples for us to understand better. Before I go ahead, let me check the video quality. Yeah, listen, Burgess. Everyone is live. Listen, Burgess. Every single one of them. AI. If you build a to-do app in JavaScript using local storage to save the task, your data will remain after that. If you don't use a browser storage, all tasks will disappear on reload. Okay, that since we were not using any storage on our app, hence it was lost. Every data was lost after the reload. And which one of the following statement is correct? The system state is typically blah blah blah. System state: all user accounts, orders, inventory in Amazon database. Okay. Uh, the user interface is dependent on application state. UI dependent. If you logged in, the UI shows your name. Otherwise, it will show sign in. Okay, okay, okay. So what the user interface is basically dependent on application state. Which state is it on? Are you logged in already, or do you have to log in first? Okay. The shopping cart of a user on an e-commerce website is an example of system state. Okay, system state. Basically, system state will have to learn what you can add stored as a part of system state. Teach me what this is, right? Explain the concept behind this. Behind this. It refers to all the persistent data stored and managed by the entire system. This includes user accounts, product catalogs, other histories, right? So in Amazon, includes millions of products, user profiles, wish list, and orders and reviews. Okay, is independent of application state. Okay, application state is the current state. Okay, system state, all the data of an entire system, and application state is the current state, current point wherein you are. Okay, makes sense. Makes sense. Okay. Traits of a good UI design. It should be aesthetically pleasing. UI should be adaptive. It should be intuitive. All of the above. It should be entirety. It should cover all of these points. What is declarative versus imperative programming? In imperative programming, all the steps involved are in solving the. Okay. So in interactive programming, all steps involved in the solving of the problem needs to be implemented. In declarative programming, all steps involved in the problem needs to be implemented. In declarative programming, only what to do needs to be declared. In imperative programming, only what to do needs to be declared. Okay. The correct one is in imperative programming, all the steps involved in solving the problems are to be implemented, whereas in declarative programming only what to do needs to be declared. Okay, in declaring you are asking the program to do something, whereas in imperative programming you are giving the entire code. Okay, if we go on to this example that we have here, so basically this section is declarative, whereas this entire thing is imperative. That's what I understood. That's what my understanding is currently. Application state. Which of the following is correct regarding application state? The state of the page which is currently visible to the user is an example of application state. Yes, it is. Application state is everything that is present in the memory. No, it is completely independent of user interface. Let's check the answers here itself so that we do not have say. Right, I was correct. All the news articles published in the Hindu in the all the what's happening? Come on, what's happening? I have been speaking so long that I forget what I'm speaking. All news articles published on the Hindu newspaper is an example of uh, basically application state or system state. Okay, okay. But why is it of system state? Why? Okay, so basically, they all of these articles are stored in the database of the Hindus and persist over time. Basically, you can access it later on, and do not only this the data does not only matter when you are watching it. You can anyone can watch it anytime at any place. Okay, imperative needs all, declarative just what to do. It is all of the above. System state, and then the user interface. Okay, may not necessarily be lost when we are using storage of the browser. Okay guys, so this covers week 3. I hope you understood what I learned and what I was trying to teach you. I'm sorry if the video was not up to the mark, or this content was not up to the mark. Do leave comments of what can be improved and what all should be improved. Thanks a lot. Let me close this, and again, sayonara.